Welcome to Trading Lounge and the gold and silver report for, Wednesday, September the 1st. So, spring over where I am, and over in the US you have autumn or the fall. So with silver here, we're looking at wave A here with an A wave, an A, B, C for the B wave, and we're looking at 5 waves down. Now with this 5 waves down through here, some of it's quite easy as 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all nice for a nice long 3rd wave, 4th wave, and the 5th wave down through here. I think there's a good case for either one of these to be the low here. What would be nice, of course, is obviously the $25, which I call a medium level with the trading levels, to have support on that, or at least have a nice sort of impulse wave to the upside, because as it stands at the moment, this could be counted as a corrective rally or an impulse wave. So let's just go to the 1 hour chart and just investigate this a little bit further. We've been building a bit of a case for this current low. So I thought that sort of giving the spike away a little bit, because when I count down here, I can count 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 down here. I don't really see a 4th and 5th wave. So this is quite large for a 4th wave over here and a 5th wave, but it does give me 5 waves down. But I understand that we could count it as 1 and then an ABC for 2 or something corrected. But as an ABC for wave 2 here, it's rather large compared to wave 1. So anyway, we've got a slight problem with that. So we'll just keep that in mind. So we can look at this here as an impulse wave to this point, as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2. I was also just giving this a little bit more of a look here. It would be possible to count this here as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a 3rd wave here, a 4th wave here, but it has pulled back quite a long way for a 4th wave. And once again, it's quite large, still at the 50%, 61.8%. So kind of got to look at it wave 2 rather than wave 4. And also too, that this wave 2 is a bit small regarding wave 4 here in its relationship. So probably not the case. And I'm not that keen on spikes. I like to sort of track the main traffic down. So there's probably a case for calling that there as a low as well. Anyway, another little issue. So we have just been building it slowly, and we do need to gather some more evidence, and we're sitting on top of minor group 1 at the moment. So from 2,000, 100, 200 and 300 that's fantastic to be sitting on top of this level. It's an important number, and I'm going to call 1 the strongest number, and then 5, and then 8, and then 3. So it holds a bit of weight. Obviously, the 24 that we're at here is also where we're dancing at the moment. So it would be nice to see that 24 as the resistance there. So this is a nice sort of, just a little dance here. So if you're going to go long, then along above the top there, you could probably drop that down a little bit through here, and you may even be able to get a better position than this 2 with the little classic trading levels pattern on that level there. I won't draw it, but if that's 24 there, you'll see the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC. So looking at that high, and this high for entries is one way of moving through. I think it's a safe way of moving through. So this is also a bit of a, the same sort of thing there. But if that goes back up there, if we looked at this here as an A wave, a B wave and a C wave, we may even have another little low to come into that 61.8%. Not quite sure, but would look at, now I'm drawing like this. So just let's grab that and pop that over there. So that would be, that's what I would do. So look, all of this could be a corrective rally, or we're building to the upside. So I still don't know the answer to that, but steady as she goes. Well, let's have a look at US spot gold. So as we do, we've been starting on the weekly chart, and I'll just move through this very quickly without boring you to death. We've got two patterns. We've got the irregular flat, which is the A, the B, and the C wave here. And then with that case, we'll just continue to move up, and we need to build a case for that. That high to that low, we're at the 61.8% mark. So that's important. And when we're talking about 18, we normally talk about group 1 above and group 2 below. That would support, group 2 would support the market to the 1800, and the group 1, which would be 18, 10, 20 and 30, would basically push it back down into the 18. If the 1830, the top of group 1, becomes a tested support, then the market's going to move up to the next level, which is the 50. 1850. So then there'll be a little dance across that, and we'd look for support on that and keep building to the upside. So we've got the irregular flat. We've also got the descending triangle, which is the A, B, C, D and E here for that. That's kind of looking a little bit less as the probability for the wave count. It is getting a little bit messy in here, and I don't have all the answers in there, but I think it's, even though I don't know, it's still important to go in and look at it and discuss and, you know, share ideas and see what we need to do to move forward. So I won't go to the triangle pattern. I'll just go straight to the regular flat sort of area here at the moment. So with that in mind, we're looking at the A, the B and the C here. A bit of a long shot. I know it's a big wave 4, but still. So we can count 5 waves up to this point here and have wave 2. Now wave 2 hasn't really pulled back at all for this. So do we keep building 1s and 2s through here and continue to move to the upside? That's one of the questions that we need to look at on the 4-hour charts. Here, just getting a bit more detail. So a couple of things here. This makes a nice wave 1. I've counted that within 5 waves. We've been through that. Nice little ABC here. A little bit short on the retracement, but we'll take that. We've been through the tick chart here, and we've counted 5 waves up here, so I don't see that a problem. The wave 4 is a little bit messy, and there's probably different ways to count that. Technically, we should really put it here because there's 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. We can take a closer look at that. If I do leave the wave 4 on the low there, it's always puzzled me. Do we look at this as wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C into this point? And then look at this as like 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 building something else in this case, you know? Or could we go 1 and 2 and 3 and accept the overlap here for wave 4, and then look at wave 5 up here and put wave 1 up here, so all wave A up there. This current move up through here, it's pretty simple in terms of wave 1 and 2, nice strong third wave here, and an ugly fourth wave, which is a beautiful fourth wave, which makes a little ABC. So we're looking at a pattern that, because that's corrective, we'll see a pattern that's going to push up here higher. Now, do we label this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here, and then look for a pullback into that point and then push off from there? That's what I was thinking in a way. Like I mentioned before, 18 is a minor level, and then above the minor level, or the degree smaller, because we're using the price here as a Fibonacci ratio. Minor level, 18, and then these are sub-levels here, 1, 2, and 3. So that 1830 there is a tested support. If we get that, it can trade above it, but will it become support? So in terms of being support, if this is the 1830 here, we need to go through this little dance and to establish itself as support, migrating from resistance to support. If we get that, then we know that we're going to be leaving the 18 here, because this group 1 above, that pins it to the 18, and then below that we've got group 2 here, which becomes the support for that. So this is the swing range for this particular number here, and obviously we've got nice support here already, so that's going to play out. But it's always the same old story for me when I'm talking about the levels. So yeah, as I see it, we've got wave 1, 2, 3, ABC for 4 here, and going up for 5 at that point. My only question is as I mentioned, would we put this here, or have I made a mistake and would need to look at this as wave A here as well in that regard? So that's a possibility at this particular point in time. So it's just something that we need to work through. Now, we will go back to the triangle pattern. So for that, I'm going to the 2-day chart. Not that the 2-day is anything special, by the way. It just gives me another chart to draw pretty pictures on. So in this case here, if I've made a mistake in this move up through here somewhere, and I know that we're going to get another little high to 1830 sort of area, and the 1820 is the 61.8%. So it's all going to be a bit struggly and messy in there when we go in and have a closer look. But is it possible that I've made a mistake and we need to go up for the A and then come back for the B and then go up for the C? I'm not sure, but we'll just keep putting this, keep looking at this, but we'll just sort of, give it less credentials and we'll slide it into the background a little bit more and more on that basis. So just going from the 2-day to the 2-hour, nothing special about these times either. So this is where we were last time. We were looking at, we'd counted 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 here, but I prefer 4 to be here. Like I said, but could we count that as 1 and ABC here? Because it looks quite good. And then we've got the 3rd wave here, but can we look at that as a 4th? And then this is a 5th, and then stick the A wave up there on top of this little move? That's what's sort of bothering me a little bit. Or do we look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then all this 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here, and then back again? So, but I think that sort of forgetting all that, this would be 1 and 2 here, all right? So this would be like 3 coming up here somewhere, and 4 here, and 5 coming up through here. So we'll probably peak above the 1830, maybe 1834, something like that, whatever. And then do we come down at that point? That's the thing. So, do we need to move, the wave A up here? Because last time we spoke, we look at this as the A wave and a possible B wave there, but we can see that that's corrective. So that's definitely not the case. And even that then it was a long shot to have an expanded flat there, but possible and doable and all those sorts of things. So as the triangle goes, I'll have to move that, and I'd probably put that up there. Yeah, look, it's all a bit long shoddy at that particular point in time. I don't know if that's the case. It's not looking good anyway for the triangle, okay? But we'll stretch it a little bit further, so just entertain me for a while. And it's good to have 2 counts going, and they're basically in the same direction. So it's not like we don't know, we don't know what the bigger picture is. We're getting an impulse wave here one way or the other. It's just how do we count it, so that's that. I don't think the tick chart can really give us much more, but will 30 be enough? Yeah, so we've counted all. I've even gone back over this little structure in here, and I like my wave 3 being there, and I like this wave 4 because it's sideways. This was a zigzag, a 5-3-5 structure, pulling back nicely. This is wave 4 is sideways and ugly, which is beautiful. And yeah, my only thing is like I could put that there and look at that as 5 waves of 1, and then an A wave and a B wave, and kind of look at it as well. I could even look at it as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 when you open it all up and have a look. But I'm not going to bore you to death with that. The main takeaway here is that this move here is in 3 waves. So we know that it's corrective. Okay, it went up again and it's come back down again, but it still makes all of that corrective. So we know we should be looking up at 1, nice little ABC back for 2. So this is also corrective. This little pattern here just mirroring this pattern here. So just reoccurring pattern. So we should push, continue to push up at that point. You may be long here. You may want to, if you're a very short-term trader, you could take those tops out there. I'll leave that up to you. But we should be pushing up from that point. We've come back to the, 50, 60%. We've counted 5 waves in here. We can count 5 waves in here. I don't include the spike in that. But this would be 1 and 2, because I don't want to count this as 3 and 4 here. It's a nice 3rd wave, but we've got overlapping here already for that as well. So it's probably 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 moving up through there. So my main gig with all of this, if we get this 1830, yeah, if we get this 1830 here as a classic trading levels pattern and as a tested support, then we're going to be leaving this number, and we'll be looking, because what happens is that folks just start to look at, 5 is the next strongest number. And once that's got tested support, it's really sort of severing the psychology. Well, psychology to me is, well, obviously it's emotional, but it shows itself up as volume. And if you can read the market depth and volume properly, then you'll see it in the market depth. You'll see it eventually shift from being pulled here, from the bids and the asks, and up to that point. So we'll see how that travels. So we'll try to count 5 waves up here, and then we'll just see if we're going to be pulling back at that point there, So yeah, anyway, that's it, folks. So I'll leave it at that. So I don't have any clear answers, but gold is presenting an impulse wave. So to me, it's bullish. It's just how do we count it? That's all. So alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.